But when the Emancipation Proclamation was announced, and it raised the prospect of Black freed people being able to now join the workforce, there was a complete terror in the white working class. And so the idea of that was we have to find a way to let them know what place they own. Add in the fact that the country was still going through a civil war, and that Irishmen were coming off the boats from Ireland were being pulled to go fight for the Union in the Civil War in order to have citizenship. And angry that I have to go fight for the freedom of this Black man who's taking my ability to work. Again, it's the pressure of pushing down on a society. Immigrants who were coming over here new saw Black people who had been enslaved for hundreds of years as something less than them and demanded that they got more than them. Newly arrived immigrants and Black Americans were being pitted against each other on every level, but especially when it came down to economic competition. And the Irish immigrants, who themselves had been facing discrimination by Anglo-Saxons, by Anglo-Americans, they saw themselves as justified. And they were encouraged to push down that Black person. And that's what they did. To see Black people as their rivals or even enemies was common for them. And so when the draft riots happened, their rage at the draft, their rage at Black people, it was deliberately directed into racial murder. We know, and they always undercut the numbers, that hundreds of Black people died. And as I said, they were lynched in the streets and hung there. And thousands of Black people fled the cities during a time of war to flee into places where they could be pushed back into slavery. But we don't spend time in our history classes really focusing on this situation. But the legacy of the Irish Americans who told and cemented themselves and said, we are not Black. That hostility isn't often shared with us.